then you want to call what they call a friend up. You want to call what they call a friend up on the phone, right? And then you go to that friend, right? Because based on you, it's like, well, we sin, we just ask forgiveness for sin. When you make that call, you have just broken God's law. Okay. It's one thing to know and not to sin. What'd you say?
It's one thing to know and sin, and it's one thing not to know and sin.
Well, the truth is, ignorance is no excuse for sin. God is going to judge you regardless. Okay? Did you get it? Okay. Okay. Get the law for it. In Leviticus 20. How can you be judged for something that you're unaware of? The Most High is going to judge you regardless, sister.
I mean, I understand that, but
of course.
He also said that you said at a certain age that you're set on as far as being accountable for what you've done. And if you don't know right from wrong, then how can you?
What age is that? There is no age. The Lord said.
Age, but basically a mental capacity for knowing right and wrong. And that at any level of understanding my rights and my wrongs, if I'm not aware, and I could be 35, 40, but I still have to figure it out. If this is okay for me to do, this is not. How can I be responsible?
Because at one point in time, the Most High is always going to do what? The Most High is always going to bring out what you should do and what you shouldn't do. That's why it's called parents. Parents need to teach their children. Well, there's. You say this, yes. Remember, the scriptures say every knee shall do what? Every knee shall bow. That's right. So if every knee gonna bow, that's between them and the Lord, and that's because the Most High gave them an opportunity. Here's the precept.
Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 17. There should be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
That's one of the first part. The Lord said there should be no whores, right? So now, if you went out and you committed, get the Romans, if you go out and then you committed that act, and you end up getting a disease, it's going to be because you said, well, you asked for forgiveness, but the Most High didn't forgive. Why? Because he allowed that infection to come, okay? So, with that being said, sister, don't miss your bus, all right?
Thank you. You guys have a blessed day, all right?
You too.
Romans chapter 6 and verse 1.
Romans chapter 6, verse 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? God forbid.
The Most High says no. The Most High says no, we should not continue in sin. All right? What is sin? Breaking the laws of the Most High. All right? Was that up? Read the next person.
How shall we that are dead to sin live any longer therein?
The Lord said, how shall we, man? How shall the Israelites which are dead to sin live any longer? In other words, if the Most High got you dead to rights and he's going to condemn you for breaking his laws, how you going to live if you continue in sin? Okay, can you get Ecclesiastes chapter 5? Ecclesiastes in the prophecy. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, should be verse 7.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day.
You see that? So the Lord said, make no tarrying. Okay? We're not supposed to wait, man. When we hear these scriptures, we're not supposed to wait. The Lord said, don't delay. Make no tarrying to turn unto the Lord. And put not off from what? From day to day. Go ahead.
For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth.
The Lord said all of a sudden. He ain't going to wait, man. A lot of times judgment do not tarry. But suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth. Finish that down. Good.
And in thy security thou shalt be destroyed.
The Lord said, in our what? In our comfortability. Okay? Because a lot of our people, man, we get complacent and we get comfortable with sin. We get comfortable with breaking the Most High's commandments. And when we break the Most High's commandments, the Most High judges us, man. The Most High judges us and afflicts us with sufferings and pains, diseases. You understand? All different type of calamities does the Lord our power bring upon us for breaking his laws. All right? But see, our people, man, we so comfortable with this Roman world that we love it. All our people want to do, man, is get drunk and turn up and go to parties. go to parties and go to work. That's all our people want to do, man, because you love this world. The Bible says, man, if any man have the love of the world in him, the love of the Father is not in him, okay? We're not supposed to love this world. We're supposed to love righteousness. The scriptures say you judges of the world, because that's why the Lord created the earth, period, man. The Lord created the earth for us. And he said, you judges of the earth, man, you're supposed to love righteousness, not loving the world. Get those two parts. Well, let's get that one.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 7, verse 8. Bind not one sin upon another, for in one thou shalt not be unpunished.
The Lord said we're not supposed to collect and save sin. Because for one sin that you commit, man, the Lord said, man, ain't nobody gonna go unpunished. Our people dealing in drunkenness, man, our people dealing in drugs, our people smoking, our men are turning feminine, our women are turning masculine. All our people, man, you're gonna have to pay for that. You understand? You're gonna have to pay for that, man, with your life. That's why the Lord sent his servants out, the prophets, to teach you, man, to teach you what the Bible says, so that you can go home and that you can go and repent. But instead, our people, man, they love this world. You ain't supposed to love this world. What are you supposed to love? Read it, brother.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 1. Love righteousness.
See, the Bible says love righteousness. You understand? What is righteousness? The laws. Okay? Can you get that? Psalms 119, verse 142. Okay? We're supposed to love the laws of the Bible. Why is that? Because there ain't no sin, man, and thou shalt not commit adultery. There ain't no sin or wickedness, and thou shalt not covet. There's no malice, and thou shalt not steal. The black and Hispanic man is a thief and a liar, full of covetousness and hatred, man. We're supposed to love our people, man. We're supposed to love one another. Why are we killing more of our people than the oppressors are killing our people? When the oppressor kill you, man, that's an act of war. You understand? That's an act of war. You don't see them killing a Chinese man like that. You ain't never heard them kill a Chinese man in the street, because that would be an act of war. Why are you killing each other? You ain't supposed to kill your people like that. That's hatred. But why do you hate one another? Because you hate God. You hate the Lord the Most High. And why do you hate the Lord the Most High? Because you love this world. But the Most High didn't bring you into this planet, man, for you to love the world. The Most High said you're supposed to love righteousness. But what do, man? You walk up and down the street, man. You wait until it get dark so you can go commit adultery and you can go turn up. We got to get that numb thinking, man, out of your mind. You got to return back unto the Lord, man. We're the greatest people on the face of the earth, but I know it's hard to tell, man, intoxicated. It's hard to tell, man, when your body is sick from suffering and you have to dig, man, through the trash. It's hard to understand and wrap your mind around how you can be the greatest people on the face of the earth. But if you sober up, you can. Read it.
Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness.
The Lord said thy righteousness, his righteousness is a righteousness that ain't done away with, man. His righteousness will never be done away with. Who elected to do away with the laws of the Most High and bring in religion? And give you freedom of speech and freedom of religion. The same ones that whoop your back, they the ones that did that thing. The Lord said thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness. Read.
And thy law is the truth.
The Lord said in his laws, man, his laws are the truth. So if you want to know the truth about the Most High, you got to deal with his laws. You can't deal with your own vain opinion. Oh, I don't like the Bible. Oh, I don't want to deal with the Bible. Oh, I want to deal with the Quran. I want to deal with Mormonism. I want to deal with Christianity. None of those things pertain to the so-called black and Hispanics. You are the Israelites, and we need to wake up out of sleep and return back into the Lord our Father and keep God's commandments. Okay? We obedient, we program. We're gonna stop at the stop sign. You're gonna stop at the red light. You're gonna stop at the thing that says no right on red. You're gonna obey all those laws, but you will not obey loving thy neighbor as thyself. You will not obey that.
That's right.
You understand? When it comes to your brother, you're going to break into his car and you're going to steal his wheels. You're going to steal his rims. When it comes to his woman, you're going to lust after his woman. When it comes to his children, you're going to sell drugs to his children. You got to come up out of that numb way of thinking, man. The only way that you're going to be able to do that, man, is you got to return back into the moral laws that tell you how to deal with your brother. The civil laws on how to resolve a matter dealing with your brother. The ceremonial laws on how to deal with the Most High. Because the Most High's got laws, statutes, and commandments that's written in the Holy Scriptures. But if you don't read it, you will never know and understand that. That righteousness is never going to be done away with. The Lord said his righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and his laws is the truth. What are you holding, brother?
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 1. Love righteousness.
Love righteousness. This is the righteousness that we're supposed to be loving and learning. This is the education that we're supposed to teach to our children. We are so confounded, confused, thinking the education of America is the education that's supposed to be. They go to school, come out, and be whores. You understand? The education of America is dead. It means nothing. It means you're a professional master at being a slave. The true education is the education of the Scriptures. Great laws, great statutes, and good commandments. Commandments that endure forever. Read.
Ye that be judges of the earth, think of the Lord with a good heart.
Think of the Lord with what?
A good heart.
Think of the Lord with a good heart. So y'all find this grievous. The Bible says the commandments of the Lord are not grievous. Think of the Lord with a good heart. Read.
And in simplicity of heart.
And don't think it's hard. That's what simplicity is. The Lord said, and in simplicity of heart, read.
Seek him.
Seek what?
Seek him.
The Bible says seek him. All right? Where you holding on?
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 7 verse 10. And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion.
That's it?
Yeah, one of the first things that made the word.
I don't remember that. I'm sorry, man.
It was kind of missed it, but I like you told the whole
I was
Okay.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 19, 172. And for all thy commandments are righteousness.
172. Go ahead.
Yeah.
172 says thy tongue shall speak.
My tongue shall speak of thy word, for all thy commandments are righteousness.
That's right. The Lord said, what is that? My tongue shall speak of thy word. All right. So our tongue, man, we're supposed to speak of the word of the Most High. Okay.